Well, Steve Jobs always spoke about chasing a dream. He chased his, and he's always told students and others around the world that your life would never be complete if you don't chase your dream. Well, one man who has chased his dream and has been so successful, Narayan Murthy, he joins us. Mr. Narayan Murthy, Steve Jobs was neither a hardware engineer nor a software programmer, nor did he think of himself as a manager. He considered himself a technology leader. Isn't it incredible that he achieved what he did without a formal college degree?
Well, I think what Steve Jobs was could be explained as being the Michelangelo of the modern computer era in some sense. He could be described as a combination of Thomas Watson's entrepreneurship, Picasso's talent coming together. He was a great inspiration to millions of youngsters because he demonstrated that you don't need to go to an elite, expensive educational institution to unlock your genius.
Mr. Murthy, a Twitter user named Matt Galligan wrote, and he's been quoted in the New York Times, "R.I.P., rest in peace, Steve Jobs. You touched an ugly world of technology and made it beautiful." When one speaks about Apple, form is so important. Design was central in as much as the world-beating engineering.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I think he brought a sense of aesthetics to software user interface, to software design that just had not happened.
Mohandas Pai, as someone who's been a central figure in Infosys, the great Indian success story, when you look at Steve Jobs, what did you find most inspirational?
Well, I think his life story was inspirational. Remember where he came from. He was a sort of illegitimate child. His mother gave him adoption. He's adopted by somebody who's not his natural parents. He didn't know his father, and he grew up in a very tough environment. He had nothing with him, and he set up this company with his friend and did such great things. And his perseverance and determination, his understanding of the customer psyche and what people need, and his creativity and innovation were absolutely fantastic. He took his company to great heights, stood for excellence, and created a fantastic product, left the company, came back, and changed the world.
Left a company which is among the world's richest companies. Incredible success story that. Mr. Sibal, when you look at the life and times of Steve Jobs, what is it about him that intrigued you, something perhaps that you found inspiring personally?
Well, he really thought differently. He challenged the norms of society. He decided to do things differently. He basically provided a new paradigm in the way we deal with each other. It's the fact that he's a dropout from college, and in an inspirational speech that he gave in a commencement address, he said, "Look, we need to believe in ourselves and we need to think differently."
The success of Apple, Mr. Pai, from being a small company to being a global giant. This was a company which started in a basement. It started small, very much like Infosys, but it became gigantic. That's also a legacy of Steve Jobs. The creation of Apple, which was just a dream, having a huge disagreement. He exited. He was sacked from Apple. Ultimately, he went on to becoming a giant in the field of animation. He came back into Apple and he made it the company that it is. So an incredible business success as well.
I totally agree with you because he demonstrated that if you understand the consumer and give them a great product which they love to use and create a wow factor and make it cool, you can succeed anywhere. And he demonstrated many times. So I think what he has done is very unique. He was a born entrepreneur. I don't know whether you can use the term born entrepreneur, but it looks like he was a born entrepreneur, understood the markets. But remember, he was a sort of a loner, a very tough man, a man of incredibly high standards, a man who was sure of what he wanted, and a man who led by example all the way. And today, with him gone, Apple will find it very difficult to carry on his legacy because he was Apple.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.